Good morning, dear students. In this section, I am going to give you explanation regarding types of travel agency. So, in your syllabus, the different types of travel agencies in India are given. But just for your information, I am first explain about the different travel agencies in other parts of the country, other parts of the world. Like in UK, we have different types of travel agencies like multiples, miniples, and independent agencies. Multiples means those travel agencies which have got a number of offices located in different parts of the world, and Miniples is actually a subset of this multiple. And independent travel agencies are usually travel agencies which are specialized in one particular area or region. And in United States, the different travel agencies include the mega, regional, consortium, and independent agencies. Mega travel agencies are those who are providing all sorts of travel services to the tourist, and also they have multiple branches in different parts. And regional are mainly focusing on regional. They are providing regional services. And consortium is like the cooperative where the independent agencies will uh, combine to form cooperative offices, and they will provide services, and they will plan the marketing and promotional activities all together, while they have the operational freedom of working as an independent agencies, that is known as the consortium. And independent agencies cater to a special or niche market, such as the needs of the resident in an up market commuter, or they are interested in a specific activity like arrangements of sporting events, etc. So these are the different categories of travel agencies in other parts of the world. And when we consider the travel agency business in India, the different types include, uh, based on the nature of business, we can divide the travel agency as wholesale and retail travel agency. And based on the type of business, we have the sole proprietorship, franchisee type, cooperative or consortium, chains and associated offices, partnership, and corporate. And based on to whom they are providing services, it is divided into commercial or corporate travel, pleasure or leisure travel, ethnic travel, and group travel. Based on the number of staffs employed, it is divided into small, medium, and large. And other than that, we have other types of travel agencies like general sales agent (GSA), online travel agency (OTA), then mobile travel agency (MTA), full service agency, commercial agency, implant agency, and group or incentive agencies. So now let's look at these different agencies in detail. Then first thing is the wholesale travel agencies. Wholesale travel agencies means they are like a consolidator. They buy service components in bulk from different suppliers, and they designs packages and sells or resells these components together. The wholesale travel agencies are actually buying the components bulkily from service providers. Service providers are the people who are providing different travel services, like the transportation service providers, like the car rental companies or the airlines or the railways, etc., or the accommodation service providers or the entertainment service providers, etc. So the wholesaler actually buys all these travel products from individual service providers bulkily, and after that they will design a package, or they will resell these things through the retail travel agencies. The main revenue for the wholesale travel agency is that they are actually getting discounts on bulk reservation from principal suppliers. They doesn't earn on commission, and they actually earns revenue through discounts on bulk reservations from principal suppliers. But there is always an element of risk, because they are actually bulkily purchases all these things, and due to some uncertain or unpredictable incidents happens, this will pose some kind of risk to the wholesale travel agency. For example, when we consider the 2020 travel situations all around the world, the wholesale travel agencies are actually in a pathetic situations where they cannot sell their products through retailers or direct or through other things to the customers because of this COVID-19 pandemic. So, for retail travel agencies, there is always an element of risk. They generate revenue through volume discounts from principal services providers such as hotels, airlines, railways, car rentals, coach operators, ground handlers, etc. The next is retail travel agency. Retail travel agency is one that sells directly to the customers at several small locations in cities and towns. So their main revenue is from the commission, and the commission from the gross sale of hotel rooms, airline, train, etc. So commission act as the primary source of their revenue. So that is the major difference between retail and wholesale. Wholesale, the revenue comes from the bulk purchase, whereas retail get the commission from different service providers. Then next is the category of agency based on to whom they are providing services. If a travel agency is providing services to a company, that is, they are actually taking care of the business travel of the employees in a company, that is known as commercial or corporate travel. So they are mainly focusing on the business travel, and the profits depends on high volume, and it always requires a frequent change of travel plans because the meetings will be postponed, and they needs more favorable credit terms and all. So all these have to be taken care of, and this kind of travel agency is known as commercial or corporate travel. Then second one, pleasure or leisure, where they are providing uh, travel products which is related to pleasure travel. They are mainly focusing on the entertainment type of services. So they need to have more knowledge about the destination products, and they have to provide them additional services, entertainment services and all. Then next is ethnic travel. Ethnic travel is specialized in the movement of specific ethnic groups from and to their country of origin. Then next is the group travel. Group travel, where they are focusing on arrangement of travel facilities to a large group of people, which is also known as GIT packages, um, that is group inclusive tour. So these are the different categories. Then based on the number of staffs employed, if the travel agency is a owner or manager operated with one or two staff, it is known as the small travel agencies. So they cater to independent travelers, and they are not at all using any kind of advertising. Then medium means the number of staffs between 8 to 10. The customers will be a blend of commercial and vacation travelers, and they use a small scale of advertising. For large scale travel agencies, they have a number of offices or different branches, and they have a lot of staffs in their particular organization. It may employ specialists, and have they are using more extensive advertising, and they are also equipped with the computerized reservation systems for providing better services to the customers and all. Then next is based on the type of business. On the type of business, we can divide it as sole proprietorship. Sole proprietorship means it is a manager operated. This is a owned and operated by a single person type of business, and the main advantages include very easy to form because it is single operated type of business, and it includes certain tax benefits because the government is promoting entrepreneurship, and it also creates employment opportunities for other people. And as it is a single operator type of business, the decision making is very easy, and uh, it does not require time. And the major disadvantages include, as it is a single operated business, the liability is very huge because in any case of losses and debts occur, the owner is responsible. And lack of continuity is other problem, and also the owner faces difficulty in raising capital because it needs a initial huge investment, so difficulty in raising capital. So these are the different disadvantages of sole proprietorship. Next is the franchisee or manager operator type of business. Here uh, the manager operator type of business is, here the franchisee uses the name, reputation, advertising and promotional activities of the franchisor in exchange of a royalty payment based on the sales volume. For example, the Akbar Travels, it is a leading travel agency in working in Kerala. And if the Akbar Travels want to develop their or expand their business in a remote locations, um, so they can use this franchisee type of business, where they will find a franchisee in that particular remote location, and the franchisee can use the name, reputation and advertising and promotional activities of the Akbar Travels, and in turn they have to provide them a royalty payment. royalty fees based on their sales volume. And the benefit is that for the franchisor, that means for the Akbar Travels, it is the ability to use other people's money to expand the brand more rapidly than they could either on their own or through investors. So they cannot need to invest more money to expand their business. Rather, they are actually finding a franchisee for to expand their business, and in turn, they are actually getting a franchisee fee. So that is the benefit for franchisor. And for franchisee, as they will be new to the business, so there is high chance of success for them, and shorter time in operating. They can use the brand name and logo of the franchisor, and the marketing and promotional activities will be done by the franchisor, and so they can have higher chance of success. So these are the benefits for the franchisee. The next is cooperative or consortium. Cooperative or consortium is a group of fully independent agencies to obtain the benefits of large scale advertising and increase the sales volume. This is a kind of business where the individual travel agencies, for example, if it is a sole proprietor type of business or a independent agency, so for promotional advertising, they have to spend a lot of money for the advertising as advertising expenses, and there will be a number of independent travel agencies working in a particular region. So all these independent travel agencies will form a group which is known as a cooperative or consortium, and this group will initiate the advertising and promotional measures, and the group will act as a common platform to resolve travel related problems, and the group will act as a common platform to negotiate with the principal suppliers and all. At the same time, uh, they will ensure that the independent agencies will have the operational freedom to take decisions regarding how to expand their business and all. So the cooperative can create a new platform for growth, and at the same time the member can retain their own brand and independence and control. So they can reduce the investing sorry they can reduce the cost of promotion advertising, and they can reduce the cost for training given to the employees, or they can uh, reduce the cost to resolve their problem by forming a cooperative group. So the cooperative group will act as a common platform to ensure certain benefits to these all these independent agencies. At the same time, the independent agencies can retain their own brand independence and control. They can do their business in a better way using this kind of uh, cooperative or consortium type of business. Next is chain and associated office. Chain and associated office means a company with a large number of agencies in several countries, and they will use standardized systems and sales methods and advertising extensively on a national basis. This is known as chain. Example is the Thomas Cook and Sons, the Akbar Travels, the Ria Travels. All these are using this chain type of business. The next is the partnership. Partnership means travel agency being seen as a partnership basis is jointly owned by two or more individuals. So here the responsibility is shared by one or two partners. So that is known as the partnership type of business. So here the liability, responsibility, and obligations are shared equally by each partner. Then next is corporate travel agency. It is owned by the shareholders or stockholders who are represented by a board of directors, and unlike other forms of business, it is considered to have its own identity separate from its own of its owners, and legally it is a person by and of itself. So this is a corporate type of business. Then general sales agent, which is known as GSA, it is something like a tourism ambassador. uh, for example, a company, a travel agency with its headquarters located in Japan might set up travel agency offices all around the world. But the main aim of that particular travel agency is to encourage tourism to their home country, and they will coordinate all the inbound activities to Japan. So that is known as general sales agent, where they will promote the inbound tourism to the country where their headquarters is located. That is known as GSA or general sales agent. Then next is full service agencies. This type of travel agent that deals with all kinds of services. It may be IATA approved travel agents. They will have complete kind of services. They will provide all sort of services to the customers. Commercial means they are mainly focusing on the business travel facilities. Then implant is is a type of travel agent that is located in the premises of corporate offices to make travel arrangements only for their employees. That is known as implant agencies. And group, in they are focusing on the group.